without getting like too political, you mentioned late diagnosis for women. What would you say is behind?
So I believe that the personal is political, that the professional can very much be political, particularly as a psychologist. I'm not just working with people's symptoms in a vacuum, right? So if a woman or a person of color or someone from the LGBTQ community comes to me and is explaining to me how they're having trouble with focus, they're not being able to concentrate, they're not being able to sit down and get things done, while I'm certainly considering how an ADHD diagnosis might be impacting the presenting concern or the reason why the person is seeking out support, whether it's therapy or coaching or whatever, I'm also thinking about how if we have an administration that is actively jeopardizing and compromising the lives of folks who are in my office, of course you're going to have focus problems. Of course you're going to feel issues with motivation and concentration. And that doesn't take away from the very real reality that people experience, particularly because we know ADHD is neurodevelopmental, right? We know it's related to changes in the brain, but we also just can't discount the very real intermingling of nature versus nurture. And here we see nurture, right? Our society and our culture very much influencing how people present with symptoms.
I would imagine there's also some issues with not wanting something to be named. Does that make sense?
One of the things that I love to ask folks when I'm working with them, again, whether it's therapy or coaching, is what makes them want to get support now, right? Oftentimes people have been struggling for many months or years prior to making that appointment, but something happened, right? So I find that a person will have a lot of insight into what exactly prompted them to actually get support in the first place. How can we lean on your strengths? How can we lean on what's worked? And also then identify what hasn't worked, right? And so with anyone that I'm working with, I'm really being mindful of the fact that coping strategies can range in so many different ways. And so how do we then get really clear on what's currently not working so that we can help you identify some new options?